Hello BookTube. Recently I saw Patrick at Patrick's Book Reviews do his top 10 all-time favorite novels and books and all that. And I was like, I want to do that. And because I'm bad at making lists like this, I wanted to challenge myself. Can I make a list of my top 10 favorite books before Mike at Bibliophile Bookscape can join in? So I want to be first before Mike, so that's why I'm doing it now. But for the last couple minutes, I pondered, I walked around my shelves, and I looked for what are my all-time favorite books. I'm including books I've reread the most, books I just think about, and like objective stuff and all that. But this is mostly the ones I go back to the most. To keep it different from what I normally do, I'm not doing any honorable mentions. I know that's really painful and surprising for me, but I was like, no, we're just doing 10. You may get some side recommendations and other stuff like that, but we're sticking to 10 today. I've left so much off this list, it actually really hurts me and it will keep me up at night. But I've made mandatory reading videos like all time. Just go search my channel for more recs. But let's start. So number 10. What is number 10? I've left out a lot of classics on here, but we had to make room because number 10 is When a Scot Ties the Knot by Tessa Dare. What do you want me to say about Tessa Dare? She's one of the greatest writers to ever walk this earth. Logan Mackenzie here, the Scot himself, I can't even. I cried to this book when the spy scenes came on. I was so invested. I don't know why, but Logan is just my man. Charlotte, is her name Charlotte? No, Madeline, sorry. Madeline is lovely as well. A great marriage of convenience and all that stuff. But yeah, so number 10, When the Scot Ties the Knot. I could also put A Week to Be Wicked here as well, but I know some people don't like that. We have next a memoir, My Life in France by Julia Child. I love Julia Child. She's probably one of my favorite like comfort watch shows ever. I love her cooking at home with Jack Rees. I can't say his name because it's French, but him. But yeah, My Life in France is just Julia's time in Paris in the late 1940s and into the 50s, learning to cook and just observing French culture, and it's so lovely. I also could have put Love Lucy by Lucille Ball here as well, but I decided to go with My Life in France because it's one of my favorite like celebrity memoirs ish. It's just so beautiful, nice slice of life, and if you like Julia Child, you'll absolutely love this book. And go check out her letter collections as well because they're really interesting. But My Life in France is just incredible. Number 9. On what are we up to? Number 8. We have The Sparrow by Mary Doria Russell. I also adore Epitaph, which is her doing big historical American Western fiction and all that. It's an absolute brick. But I love The Sparrow. This is easily probably my favorite sci-fi book ever. Jesuits in space, going to some planet. I think it's been a while since I've read it, but they go and it goes horribly wrong, and it is a weeper. You probably will cry to this. I love Mary Doria Russell. I still think this is my favorite book of hers. Well, it probably is because it's on this list. But the sequel, Children of God, is really good as well. I don't think it's as good as The Sparrow, but I still think check it out if you end up liking this novel. I will say the original edition, like cover for this book, is just so beautiful. And the fact I have this ugly trade paperback is so sad, but the original, go look at the original cover for this and its sequel, you'll be gagged. But yeah, The Sparrow is easily a top book for me. I love it so much and I'm due for a reread. Next, we're going back in time a bit to the 1500s, and that is Astrophil and Stella by Sir Philip Sidney. This is just like the major works and all that. I think this has all of Astrophil and Stella in it. But it also has some of his sonnets, The Lady of May, Defense of Poetry, and the New Arcadia. I do have a different type of Arcadia, like behind me. I haven't read that in years. Oh my god, I feel so old. But I love Sir Philip Sidney. He gets overshadowed because of Shakespeare and all that. But Sir Philip Sidney was honestly my gateway into Elizabethan poetry and all that. I read Sir Philip Sidney before I ever read Shakespeare. I read his sonnets and just really fell in love with Sidney. His story is really interesting. His death is really sad. But I absolutely love his writing. I think again, even Sydney, I think gets overshadowed by Edmund Spenser too. And I was also going to put instead of Sydney, I was going to put the Fairy Queen. But I've only read that once, and I feel like I didn't get the majority of it. But I adored the writing so much. But I have gone back to Sydney more than even I've been going back to Sydney longer than Shakespeare, which is insane to think. I think I read Sydney when I was like 15-ish. Where Shakespeare I wasn't, I didn't read until I was like 17, 18. But I love Sir Philip Sidney. Go check him out. He's incredible. Love sonnets. You'll have a blast if you like Shakespeare. So we have that. And then we're up to number 6, and that is Peter Benchley's Jaws. Here it is in the old mass market. It's very worn, but it holds up for many readings. I've read this so many times. I do have another big trade paperback with like the movie cover. You've seen this on my channel. I go back to Jaws every year. I don't even watch the movie anymore. It's fine. It's interesting, but I love the book more. There's more stuff going on. The shark doesn't blow up and it's not as exciting, but my God, I love how like unlikable everyone is in this novel. I love the action. I love the subplots. I love everything about this novel. Jaws 2, the movie, like novellas, movie inspired novel. Go check that one out too. Skip Jaws the Revenge because it's awful. But Jaws 2, the novelization, is honestly just as great as Peter Benchley's novel, if not a bit better. I know that's controversial, but I read Jaws every year. I go back to it. I love it so much. I also could put the Meg in here, but I go back to Jaws a bit more. And what do you want me to say about Jaws? It's legendary. The only horror novel I've ever really loved outside of Shirley Jackson. But yeah, we have Jaws. And then next, the top 5. This is going to be so fun to talk about. The Book of Margery Kemp. I've talked so much about Margery Kemp. You know who Margery is by this point if you've been watching me for a while. Probably the first autobiography, I think, in English or just ever. What do you mean to say? Chaotic, delusional, weeping, the creature herself. It's very short. You have a blast reading it. Margery goes on travels. She's the first person to ever travel. And she goes to all, the Christian landmarks and all that. And it's really fun to see her reactions and all that too. Especially when you realize, because she does get very annoying and cries a lot. And like everyone knows, Margery is a bit chaotic. But when you see her home life and what she left to go on her travels, I think it's so inspiring and so beautiful. I love Margery Kemp. I reread it all the time. Not all the time, like at least once a year. I love it. It's one of my favorite books ever, and it hurts me that I couldn't put more authors on this list because I could have put my bestie Bede, but no, I had to stick to my girl Margery. So next, number 4 is the one and the only Red Dragon by Thomas Harris. What do you mean to say? It's a literal perfect thriller novel. Will Graham is my man. Jack Crawford's also kind of cute too. The Tooth Fairy's iconic. What do you want me to say? Like, there's so many books I'm like, yeah, I have nothing to say because it's so good. Go check out the rest of the series too. Silence, everyone knows. But Hannibal, I could have honestly put Hannibal on this list too, but I didn't want to repeat. And I know some people don't like the ending of Hannibal, and I get it, but I kind of just love it at the same time because it is such a middle finger to everyone. But Red Dragon is just a genuine perfect novel. Reread it every year. Like, what do you want me to say? It ate and left no notes. No, what's it, crumbs? That's it. But let's keep on going after that. Number 3, the top 3. What are they? Well, they're classics. Number 3 is I did cheat and put 2, but I read them at the same time, whatever. And that's Saint Augustine. That's right. I'm gonna technically put City of God on this list. I've read it before. I've tabbed up, not as well as I want to. Then I also am gonna sneakily chuck in the Confessions as well. I reread Augustine every December. This December coming up will be the third time I've read City of God, which is insane. But I've been reading the Confessions since I was a teen. I love it so much. Ultimate, great beginner place to start with the ancient world too, because it's very human. Augustine's talking about his life and the morals he learns along the way. It's so beautiful, and so many interesting stuff that goes on in this. Like I don't want to spoil it because it's so lovely, and I love it so much. I love the Confessions, but City of God is, here's a real masterwork right here. It is a brick, but you will fly through City of God. I feel like I know that's such like no one says that, but it's pretty much Augustine making a case for Christianity in the world he was living at in the time, especially because he lived during the decline of the Roman Empire. So his literal entire world was collapsing around him, and he just wrote, arguably, I think, one of the last, probably the last major novel of the ancient Roman Empire. I don't know chronologically, but I feel like it probably is one of the last big major works. What do you mean to say? It's so smart. It's probably my favorite philosophy book ever, and I hate philosophy with a passion. It's just so interesting. Augustine, he says everything. He eats, and I can't wait to reread it again this year. So, Augustine, what do you want me to say? Go also check out anything he wrote. To be honest, his notes on Genesis too is very lovely, and his sermons are so beautiful. Go check those out too. So what's left? We've got the last two books. And so at number two is honestly for the longest time, even probably to this today, it is one of my favorite books ever. I read it when I was 15-ish and absolutely fell in love with it. I've read it twice now. I'm very much due for a reread at this point. Again, this could be I do it every year or whatever. But that's Moby Dick. Again, what do you want me to say? It's perfect. I love how weird this novel is. I love the non-fiction parts of it. I love every single word in this book. I absolutely love. What do you want me to say? Like, I feel like I've got nothing to say because it's perfect. I will say, if you're going to do more Melville, go check out. There's so much you can check out. White Jacket's really good. Obviously, Taipei and Umu are really good. Go check out his poems and, all his non-fiction stuff. But, or even The Confidence Man. If you really, really are a Melville nerd, go check out The Confidence Man. I don't think it's that good, really, but Moby Dick is obviously his great novel. You know what it's about. Everyone knows it. I love it. And I'm very much due for a reread. So I'll put it here. Then number one, what could possibly beat out Moby Dick for my all-time favorite novel? Because Moby Dick's been there for literally majority of my life. And that is Middlemarch by George Eliot. What do you want me to say? When did I first read Middlemarch? I probably read it when I was like 17, 16. I read this in one afternoon. I was completely entangled in this book. I was home alone for the night, and I was like, oh, I've heard a bit about Middlemarch. I know it's long, but just because it's long doesn't mean it's intimidating. And so I picked it up and I can't tell you how much I loved it. I've read it twice now. I am due for a reread. I love everything George Eliot ever wrote. I know that is so controversial, but I love Daniel Deronda. I could have put Romola in this list too. I could have put Felix Holt the Radical. I could have put her non-fiction. It's just so good. But Middlemarch is Middlemarch at the end of the day. Everyone knows about this book. Go check it out. It is probably the first book that created the whole cozy. It's a very cozy novel in a way, because there's not much plot to it. You're more just fly on the wall, hearing conversations and all that. And I love it so much. Again, it's cozy. It's really intense at times when it comes to Dorothy and what she goes through, and the doctor that comes in and what he discovers about Middlemarch. And I love Dorothea Brooke so much. I feel like if I was a person in a novel, I would be Dorothea. I really would. I'm just as impulsive as her. And I love Middlemarch so much. And I could have put North and South. There's so many books I could have put on here, like North and South. Like I didn't even put Emma. Oh, Heya didn't make the list too, and I know some people are going to be shocked by that. But yeah, Middlemarch is my favorite book of all time, I guess, and that is my list. So let me know what you think about the books that make up my top 10 all time favorite books. And yeah, thank you so much for watching BookTube, and I will see you next time.